What's up, y'all? AJ Simmons back with another great interview for you guys. Today, I got another one of my actual homeboys from real life. I remember last time I had one in person and I had to get one of my guys. So now I got another one of my guys, Mr. Brandon Goodman. What's up, Brandon?
What's going on? What's going on?
2 months. So
Appreciate y'all having me.
absolutely. Look, man. So Brandon, he do all type of things. In particular, real estate is his bread and butter. But I'm gonna let him talk about everything he does. We're gonna get a little bit of his background, and then we're just gonna jump into it. All right. So let's go ahead and holler at my guy, Mr. Brandon Goodman, man. So first off, just share where you're from. Know what I mean? A little bit about your background and all of that.
Headed to the top, there ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. I'm flashing for. I'm on my grind, not no more fashion show.
Yeah, so we're gonna start off with where I'm from. So I was born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia, 7 cities, Hampton Roads. Moved away when I was young, settled off in Georgia, lived there for a long time, and then came back to VA when I was like mid-teenage years. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much where I've been ever since.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then to go into your second question, which was, what really got me into real estate? It's really like a family business. So I just remember growing up, my great grandfather, Joe Johnson, he had trailers.
Yeah.
Right. And Gresham, South Carolina, a little hick town you passed on the map a million times.
Right.
And that was one of his streams of income.
Okay.
Mainly was farming and his trailers.
Yeah.
And so when my grandmother moved, she transitioned from that area to Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
That was her bread and butter outside of her main income, which was a shipyard.
Right.
You know what I mean? She started purchasing properties, fixing them up, and then renting them out. And she became a long-term landlord.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, like your grandma was really good.
Yeah, for me, my grandmother is really into it, because I remember back in the day riding around the El Camino.
Yeah.
This is before all the internet and Zillow and all that type of stuff was available.
Right.
With the newspaper, and she looking for cribs. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out what street it's on, trying to figure out how they look. So I remember that. I enjoy that even to this day, just thinking of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
a spot for me.
Okay. Now, before we go into that whole real estate lane, real quick, I just want to touch on. So, could you just kind of share with us what your background is? Like, what all areas of business are you into? And just a little bit about your experience as well.
Yeah, for sure. So, as far as the areas of business I'm in, my main one being real estate. I'm both a real estate agent and real estate investor. Okay. I've been a real estate wholesaler. I'm a landlord. Right. So that's for the 4 different markets within real estate. I'm in the trucking industry, logistics. Yeah. Right. I own 18 wheelers. Those are my mains, and then you got other categories like stock trade and things like that I'm into as well.
Okay, that's what's up, bro. So why flip properties? Because we used to debate this for fun early on, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I want to do buy and hold. And you like, no, I like to flip it. Now you do both now. Yep. But why in particular did you like and knew that you wanted to get into flipping real estate?
Because there are very few industries where you can double your money in such a short period of time. Yeah. Right. And, and triple your money. Right. Yeah. So there's very few industries in which you can do that. So it allows you to get a large capitals quick.
Right. Okay. So how did you get started with flipping initially?
Yep. So initially starting off, I met with a local investor that was doing their thing. And the first project I met them on, and I'd already known this person, right? But the first project I met them on, they had already came to me and said, you should get into it. Because I had mentioned it before a couple times, but at this time, I was still trying to figure out how I was going to get involved in it. Right. And he was like, man, just come check out one of my projects. And I went and checked out one of his projects, walked through. He was doing a full gut. And I was like, oh, he doing this. Right. You know what I mean? Okay. And so, man, honestly, I offered just to be there and help. Yeah. You know what I mean? I ain't ask for no money. I didn't care about no money. I just dedicate my time and come here and I be here every day. You know what I mean? And that was my beginning stepping stone. You know what I mean?
Now let's jump into that a bit because I want to go. I'm basically trying to get into the psychology of that now. Like, so why would you want to be even interested without having money involved in issues? Like, why you just wanted to be there? Why would somebody want to do that?
Because to me, it was free education.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was the opportunity to learn the do's and the don'ts and the headaches, what to avoid. Right. without having to, come out of pocket anyway. All I had to do was sacrifice my time for something that I wanted to do anyway. So to me, it was free knowledge. You know what I mean? Free game.
Right.
And so that's how that started. And then from that, I transitioned into the point of, okay, now I want to put my money into it.
Right.
So for my very first deal, how I got my money is that probably 3 or 4 years prior to that, I had already purchased my own home.
Right.
And so I did home equity line of credit, commonly referred to as a HELOC.
Okay.
And I got like 30, don't quote me on the number, like 32, 35,000 from that. And I put my money in that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now I remember when we both, I think I bought a single family and you bought one right after.
Yep.
And then not too long after, you got the HELOC. And so I thought that was interesting. So there's like no stipulation on the amount of time that you have to wait after you buy property to get a home equity line of credit?
Okay, very good question.
Okay.
And that's a 2-comment answer. So it does depend on the bank.
Okay.
But it also depends on the appraisal. So if you appraise high enough, if you bought a property for a low enough amount initially, and the appraisal said, for example, if you bought a house for $100,000 and the appraisal came back, and I've had this happen recently, and the appraisal came back and said it was $150,000. Well, most HELOCs will allow up to 80 to 85%. Well, let me say 75 to 85% loan to value, right? So there's money in there for you to get for a HELOC.
Right.
But if you buy a house and you buy it and you say you buy it for $100,000 and it appraises for $102,000, there's no room in there. So that's not to say that you can't go back in 6 months and get it appraised and then appraised for 120, 130 because you made some renovations or you changed the carpet, painted up, added your furniture, and live-in equity actually makes a difference, right? But the 6-month mark is because you have to wait 6 months before you can get a new appraisal.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So from the day you got your appraisal, you gotta wait 6 months before you can get another one.
Okay. That's big right there. Okay. And let me ask you this. Now I know you've been doing this flipping thing and you getting it. Matter of fact, before I even go into this, because I gotta do this for my subscribers, right? So over here we talk money.
Yeah.
So we like to jump into the numbers a little bit. So can you just briefly share with us about how much somebody could expect to make flipping real estate on average? Like what would you do?
Like, okay. So on an average deal, I mean, I don't make no less than $20,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you can do how many of those a month?
So real estate is tricky. So it really just depends on the condition of the property. Right. I got a property that I'll probably be completed within 30 to 45 days. So the earliest I'll really be able to close on is probably 60 days out.
Right.
Because it's usually 30 days to close. You know what I mean? So I would say the normal turnaround time for a project for me could be on a low end 3 months.
Right. But you can close so you probably could do about three deals though.
Yeah.
Within a certain amount of time. So,
right. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Once you set up and have them in the pipeline.
Right.
Yeah, you could close multiple deals. Yeah, but you gotta have them in the pipeline first. But I would say the turnaround time from beginning to end from the process, it may take me 30 to 60 days to renovate the property. Yeah. And then it's gonna take another 30 to 45 days to close on the property. So you're looking at like a 3-month turnaround. Okay.
Now, as far as finding contractors, like what has been like at least one of your strategies for getting contractors, reliable contractors, man?
Number one strategy for getting contractors. I'm giving y'all free game right here.
Okay.
Take your time, ride around the neighborhoods where people are actively gentrifying the area, rehabbing the area, and go look at the work. Just pull up. Go to the project, go to the site prior to. If you're familiar with construction, you know what to look for. If you're not familiar with construction, just take a YouTube video.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look at a YouTube video on what good work's supposed to look like.
Right.
And look at those sites, talk to those people and get their contact information. And you might not be actively doing the project right now. You might be a year away, 6 months away, or whatever away before you get to your first project. Right. But what you can do is say, hey, I'm thinking of doing some renovation soon. Yeah. I'd like to get your contact information. There is no better way to get contractors than to go on site and see the work firsthand. Okay. It was free. Other than that, you're going by, somebody reviews online or this, that, and the third. No, go see it firsthand. Ride through the neighborhoods.
Okay. I like that. Now, you're a real estate agent as well.
Yep.
Let's talk about the benefits of being a real estate agent and also flipping houses as well.
I'm the first person on site every time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I remember a conversation with a guy a couple months ago. I was looking at this house in Suffolk. Guy came in. He was from up north, like Philly or New York or something like that. I can't quite remember. But he was about to come. He wanted to come in the house, and I was already in there. And he was like, "Man, you mind if I come check it out with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, come on, come check it out." And he walked through the house, and he said, "Man, what do you think of this house?" I said, "Man, I don't really like it." I said, the floor is really messed up. I said, once you open up these walls, you're going to have a lot of issues. I said, the second floor, the ceiling's too low, and there's no way to pop it up and make it higher. It was less than an 8-foot ceiling. It was probably like 7-foot ceiling. I didn't like that. And he was like, yeah, I don't think I want it either. And he said, well, I'm about to go to this look at this other house. I said, oh, yeah, where is that? And he said, oh, it's in Portsmouth. And I can't remember the street that the house was on. And I was like, oh, yeah, I went there this morning. And he was like, dang. And then he named another address. And I was like, yeah, I've been there too. He was like, dang. He was like, man, well, let me show you my list. And he showed me his list. And every house that he checked off to go check out, I had already been there.
Wow.
Because I'm a real estate agent, I have access to the MLS, which means as soon as it comes through, I get it. I get it at the same time as the rest of the agents. Well, they have to go through the process of contacting you, setting up a time to come show it to you, this, that, and the third. For me, it's like, oh, wow, this looks like a good deal. I'm gone, and I'm on the move right then.
That's excellent. Okay, now let's talk about as a real estate agent, right? I'll make it work, and you got some foot in the game, right? But what about a brand new real estate agent where they just want to get started, and that's all they're gonna do is be an agent?
All they're gonna be is a real estate agent?
Yeah, okay. Like how I guess what's some of the things that somebody's not thinking about? Because here's what I think, and then you can educate me on if I'm right or not. So what I think real estate agents do all the work up front as a business. They got to invest in it first, do the marketing and all of that, and then hope they can get a client, then hope they can sell a home or get somebody to buy a home through them, and then hope they get a commission. But you run the risk of not getting one, and then the commission may not always be that big depending on the cost of the house. So is it feasible for somebody to live only off of being a real estate agent starting off, and then just kind of, let me know also if my assumptions are wrong on that.
Okay. So I think your assumption is fairly accurate.
Okay.
So yes, you have to you just gotta believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's just like in business.
Like any business.
Yeah, it's like in the business, you gotta believe in yourself. You know, you gotta look yourself honestly in the mirror and say what you're good at and what you're not good at. You know what I'm saying? So I think yes, you do have to sell yourself to somebody to get them to give you the opportunity to purchase a home through you. But I don't think it's that hard to do if you just take the time and understand what you're talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the biggest selling feature I found in real estate is just the confidence.
Okay.
Like I could sell somebody on a house right now, not because the house is the best, but because people had a confidence in me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I stand on what I mean. You know what I mean? And so, and I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And I don't have no problem letting you know I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Because this is really what I do. It's what I enjoy. It's my passion. So, real estate in and out. So take the time before you get out here, because you are helping people purchase what for most people be their biggest purchase of their life. You know, take the time to understand the game. And when you go to school for real estate, they're teaching you about they're not even teaching you about the paperwork. They're really just teaching you about the laws behind them. But once you get out of the real estate school, you might as well go ahead and hit that out the park, because that's not what you're going to be dealing with day to day.
Right.
Now, you do want to make sure you stay within those guidelines, you know what I'm saying, to keep yourself out of trouble. But that doesn't teach you about the rain contracts. You know, that doesn't teach you how to negotiate. That doesn't teach you anything. So my best suggestion with that is to get with a structured organization when you pick your broker, because once you get out of real estate school, you have to pick a broker. And brokers are those companies like Keller Williams or, you know, Wainwright, or, you know, there's different organizations out there, but those are considered the brokers, right? Find a broker that has a structured training program that help teach you about farming for clients, right?
Okay.
What means to use? Because right out the gate, one of your best, if you don't have the finances, right, and many of us don't when we start off in the game, that's one of the reasons we're getting in the game, to get our finances up, right?
Right.
So one of the ways to do it is door knocking, old school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go knock on doors, leave a little door hanger. You know what I mean? Keep farming the same neighborhoods. One way where people fail at is they pick a few neighborhoods. They're like, oh, well, this didn't work. I'm going to the next neighborhood. No, stay in those same neighborhoods.
Yeah.
This month they might not be ready to sell, but in 3 months they might. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And not to mention you building relationships too.
And you
You
building
mess around and
relationships.
see him multiple times. Oh, here come Brandon again.
Yep.
You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, dang, I'm hoping he came back. I lost his card.
Yep.
I'm glad he came back. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay. All right, but let me adjust my seat. I feel like my back is turned to the people. So
Okay.
A little bit. There we go. All right, now y'all can see. All right, so let's talk about this. What else I got for you? Rental properties. All right, but so why didn't you start with rental properties instead of starting with flipping?
All right. Yeah. So to answer that question, it would really go back to my grandmother.
Okay.
And even, you know, and just to give my other family members that helped me along the way, they kudos too, man. You know, my mother used to be a real estate broker.
Okay.
My aunt used to be a real estate investor. She had over 15 properties in her heyday. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this before I ever got in the game. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to start off with rental properties because I saw the headaches they could be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I saw them firsthand. You know what I mean? Hot water heater go bad. It blow up, water go everywhere. You know, it was just an expense that I wasn't really ready to take on at the moment.
Right.
And then I needed to make sure that if I was going to have that headache, I'm a firm believer, if you're going to have that headache, you need to get paid for it.
Right.
Right. So I see people out here that have investment property and they think they're making $200 a month, but they're not even really making that.
Right.
And that's because they ain't sat down and done the numbers. Because all they take is one hot water heater.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's $500-$600 for the hot water heater.
Right.
Let's say somebody charges $300, put in, it's $800.
Yeah.
All right.
What, 3-4 months of your
3-4 months.
Your income right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the numbers got to make sense, or else you just hustling backwards.
I agree with that 100%. Now, what would you say to somebody, like, what if somebody just wanted to get into real estate? Because like I said, so many different ways you can do it. You can be a real estate agent, you can be an investor, you can be a flipper, you can all type of thing, wholesaling.
Right. So
what would be the number one way that you would say get started, even if they ain't have any money to get started with?
If they didn't have any money to get started with, I would say if you didn't have any funds to get started with, start going to school is actually quite expensive for real estate. It's not really expensive, but I mean, you're going to end up spending maybe $2,000 starting out, which you know, that could be an expense when you ain't got it, right?
Yeah.
So I would say that become an assistant.
Okay.
Find somebody and go be their assistant, and tell them your intentions. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm really trying to get in this game, and you know, I love to just come work for you. You know what I mean? And don't be looking for top dollar. Like, tell them what you really want. Like, hey, I'm trying to learn. You know what I mean? But I need to get money as well. You know what I mean? Take care of myself, take care of my family.
Right.
You know what I mean? People can respect that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I would say that would be the first way.
Okay.
Because that's a free education.
Okay.
Because somebody like me, I'm gonna have you all the way out there.
Okay. Now, speaking of education and finding somebody like you, and I see that logo you got on your shirt.
Talk to me.
So, let's talk about that, Atlanta Academy, right? So I know you're working on the course. You got some things lined up where you're gonna be able to help more people, and you know what I mean. You're gonna get in that space and be able to serve that purpose. Because a lot of people want to get into this industry, and you got a lot of information to offer. So tell us about Man Academy. What it's all about?
Yeah. So what Man Academy is an online school, and what this online school does is it's an online course that allows you. I talk you through the process of financing, right? I tell you different ways to finance, creative ways to finance a project. I tell you what terms and conditions you should be looking for when you're financing a project, which is major. That's that big component that a lot of people fall short on, right? It's one thing to go look for something, right? But how you gonna find what you're looking for if you don't know what you're looking for, right? So I tell you what type of terms you can and the conditions what your goal should be. I give you the realistic expectation of, hey, I know you want to get here, and this is where you should ultimately get to. But you got to keep in mind you're new to the game. They gonna know you're new to the game because we don't have a portfolio. So you might end up getting these terms and conditions right here, which is okay. In mind the goal of, hey, I'm gonna start here, make some money off this way, and then eventually I'm a transition, right? And it doesn't take a whole lot of money to get started. What it really takes is time, energy, and work ethic to get a lot of people to tell you no before somebody says yes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You got to be okay with that.
Yeah, 100% agree, man. So, what's the website? I think it's on the screen. And yeah,
Let me see. Yeah,
BrandonGOnline.com.
BrandonGOnline.com.
Yeah, so make sure y'all check that out, man. I highly recommend it. And I'm gonna tell you why too. I didn't even know what equity was until I met this dude, man. Like we met in the shipyard actually. When I worked in the shipyard, we met up in there. Only 2 black guys that made the cut in the machine shop. You know what I mean? So it was natural for us to connect, and we've been building ever since, man. He always said he was gonna get into real estate. I always said I was gonna get into the cleaning industry. We both did it. We both are selling, seen hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I highly recommend this dude in real life. There's somebody I know in real life, y'all. So make sure y'all check out that BrandonGOnline.com. No, excuse me, my bad. Yeah, I said it right.
No, you said it right. BrandonGOnline.com.
Okay, bet.
Yep, and if y'all want to, man, feel free to follow along. So I do post a lot of the projects I got going on. Manor_Academy on Instagram. Yeah. And it's just my name on Facebook, Brandon Goodman. You know, look me up. I post a lot of the projects that I currently have going on, show the demo phases, the framing phases, take you through step by step of the project, kind of let you follow along on the journey with me.
Yep, absolutely. And if you've been following me for a while, y'all might remember him, man. We actually did an interview years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah, he was talking about the real estate then. So trust me, there's somebody that's cemented in the game, been doing this for a while, man. I highly recommend him. And by the way, it sounds like we're coming to a close, but we're not done. So here's something else I wanted to ask you. So guess what, man? So I always ask this question towards the end of the interview.
Yeah, for sure.
A little more after this too.
Okay.
But I always say, for somebody watching this video right now, and they like, damn, all right, but I got 10 grand. You know what I mean? My granddaddy left me 10 grand. What if something happened? They got random 10 grand, and they want to get into real estate, but they're scared to make that jump. What would you say to
them? So what I would say to them is, one, just touching back on, finding somebody that's active in the game. And you got to find the right person, man, because there's a lot of bad people in the world with ill intentions, right? That's number one. Number two, if you're going to get into the game, $10,000 is actually enough to start off if you use hard money. So what you hear a lot is OPM, which is other people's money, right? So hard money, you go get hard money. And let me just clear up something about hard money. Some people think that in order to do a hard money loan, you got to put up some of your own assets. That's not true at all. What you're putting up is the property itself as collateral. You know what I mean? So that's why they're going to appraise the property and see what that home's ARV is, which ARV stands for after repair value. And if the numbers are right, they'll give you the loan, right? And the conditions, like I said, starting off, they might not be favorable to you. But you just got to know the goal. And if you take the course, you'll figure out what you need to be shooting for. But I would definitely say that the very, very first thing you need to do is go sit down in a room by yourself, relax your mind, look yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself, are you ready? Because it's definitely a roller coaster. It's a host of emotions. You go up and down. You know what I mean? You're going to be up one day and the next day, you're like, everything that went bad. You know what I mean? So you got to firmly believe in yourself, because if not, you're going to make a hasty decision and it's going to really mess you up. So very first thing is go sit yourself down, look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, is you ready for this? That would be the first thing. My very next thing I would say to you is take the time and try to find people that are in the game. And even like I said before, if you haven't found that person, I don't know that person already, what you need to do is just start riding around through neighborhoods and looking at projects, looking at what they're doing. If they let you walk onto the project, see what's going on. Tell them you're in the market for a house and just look around, see what's going on. Learn. You know what I mean? You really want to take the time to do that, because once you jump in the game and you're looking for contractors, time is money. You know what I mean? And so when you're looking for those contractors, you want to already have a Rolodex. I know it's an old school term, but you know what I mean? You want to have a Rolodex of individuals that you can call on and have some form of confidence that they can get the job done. Because other than that, you can end up losing weeks within your project because you ain't found the right guy to do the job.
That's what it is. All right, man. So now what we're going to do here, we're going to have a little fun, a little bit of a lighten up on. We're going to do something called the lightning round. So I'm going to say a word or a phrase. You tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. All right, here we go. Cavalier Manor.
Money.
Okay. Hold up. What made you name it Manor Academy anyway? Is that Cavalier Manor or is that something else?
No. So when I was looking up names, one thing I like to try to do is I like for my name to match my business.
Okay.
It's always been some type of a little pet peeve of mine when I look up a business and I have no clue what they do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
your business, it's Clean Business Network.
Yeah.
I know it has something to do with cleaning.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I like for it to have something to do with what's going on. So
Gotcha.
that's really just where that came from.
Okay. So basically, you've been getting money out the manor. Look, I'm on the way to get an academy out the manor.
Yep.
I know why that's. I mean,
I done multiple flip projects out the manor.
All right, back to the lightning round.
Yeah.
I got distracted. I was like,
Yeah.
All right, but let's see. Jewelry.
A waste of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real estate.
Big money.
All right. Favorite movie all time.
Harlem Nights.
Okay. Top 5 entrepreneurs all time.
Ooh, top 5. My aunt.
Okay. What's her name?
Shanita.
Okay.
Shanita Vaughn. Master P.
Okay. We talked about him last night.
Jay Prince.
Okay. Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Jay-Z is like one of my favorites, y'all. I just want y'all to know that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I'm not even the biggest fan of up north music. Like I love some rappers, but I'm really more of a down south
Right.
guy. You know what I mean? Just from my natural upbringing and
Right.
what I was listening to. But Jay-Z, he just a movement.
He got it.
Yeah, he got it. You know what I mean? He got it, you know. And I needed 5 and I gave you 4. But I'm gonna say my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta say that.
Granny a hustler.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, but I'm gonna do one more, then I'm gonna do my favorite one at the end.
For sure.
How about Norfolk Naval Shipyard?
Stepping Stone.
Absolutely. For
Yeah.
me too. And then finally, I always do this one. Top 5 favorite rappers all time.
Top 5 favorite rappers. T.I.
Okay.
Yeah. T.I. He gotta be on my list. All time Tupac.
Okay.
Major Tupac fan. I would say Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
Mainly because he touched my heart. You know what I mean? He got some songs that really touched me in a way. All time. Man, Jeezy.
Okay.
That fifth one gonna be a tough one. I really need a longer list when it comes to rappers, man. I got a lot of people I like when it comes to the rap game, but T.I. is my number 1.
Okay.
I just have always been a T.I. fan. But if I had to get somebody else that I'm gonna go with a new rapper that I really like.
Okay.
It's Joyner Lucas.
Yeah.
He cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. I thought you were gonna say Guap. Look,
Nah.
you said T.I., you said Jeezy. I know you.
That Georgia feel is really my vibe, but no, not Guap. And I like some of his songs, but he got more to me like the hype music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I like wordplay.
Okay.
I like wordplay a lot. I love J. Cole. You know what I mean? J. Cole cold, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's definitely so many rappers. I like listening to all types of music.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay, bro. Well, I appreciate you for coming on. You had to take the time.
I appreciate you for having me.
Flew way down here to come see me, you know what I mean? Come build with me. And so we were like, you know what, might as well knock this interview out. You killed it, bro. And I think that I honestly do. If you're interested in real estate, definitely go sign up. BrandonGOnline.com. Just see what he got to offer, man. So that's what I got for y'all. Appreciate you, bro, for coming on.
Appreciate you for having me.
All right, man. Talk to y'all next time. Thank y'all.